What is up, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Mind Brew. I'm Analytical Mystic, and we are about to find out what the is going on this week. I'm going to be doing tarot readings for all zodiac signs. I'll be pulling 2 cards for each sign, one for general energy and another for love energy. Also, if you're interested in monthly tarot readings, you can go to my Patreon and subscribe, and you can get those. That link is in the description box. So I think we should start with the first zodiac in the tarot, or not the tarot, in the zodiac, Western astrology, Aries. I guess it's the first zodiac and the other ones too, but whatever. All right, so Aries, let's see what's going on just in general with you this week. What is going on with Aries this week? What kind of energy will Aries encounter over the next week? Can I get a card for Aries, please? All right. Aries, you have the Ten of Swords. So you are going through some sort of ending right now. You may be very ill. You've been through a lot, basically. You've been through a lot lately, and it's getting to you. You are mentally and physically exhausted. And something's got to give. Something's got to give. Um, Hopefully, this will come to an end, this chaos, this pain, but not before being painful. It being the 10 in the deck, we're moving on. We're moving on to the next level, which is the page, and the page is about kind of like reflecting, observing, learning, and being careful about your communication because you can get a sharp tongue. No worries, Sir Aaron. Welcome. I'm glad you made it. Let's get a card for Aries' love life. Oh, hold up. I forgot to put the banner up, you guys. My bad. There you go. Let's see what is going on in Aries' love life over the next week. Aries, you have the Three of Wands for your love energy over the next week. So you may be waiting on some sort of communication, or if you're not waiting on this communication, there is a lot of communication going on between you and your significant other. You guys are trying to move forward in a new direction in your relationship, whether it's further commitment or just getting to know each other more, spending more time with each other. I think that if there is a waiting, there may be a fear. There's just some insecurity, some sort of fear. I don't know what it's based in, but I can tell that you are struggling with feelings. Like this Ten of Swords energy is making you more susceptible to like negative thoughts when it comes to your romantic life. So if you are single, you are hopeless. A hopeless romantic, but also hopeless, like you're jaded. You feel like, okay, nothing's ever going to happen. But you have to go through this phase in your life, in relationships, your love life, to learn. There are things that you have to learn from this, and you'll keep going through the same stuff until you learn the lesson. Note the book. But overall, once you get past this heartache, you will be able to move forward in a more productive direction. All right, let's move on to Taurus. Okay, I'll work on that later. It is, oops, my bad. I'm just doing it at random times now. Let's see what's going on with Taurus. What general energy will Taurus encounter over the next week? What is going on in Taurus's world over the next week? What kind of energy will Taurus encounter? Taurus, you have the devil here. So with the devil, you may be indulging. Indulging in what? Whatever you like to indulge in. It depends. It varies based upon who you are. Um, but it could borderline toxicity. So you definitely need to be careful with your indulgence, because this is something that could potentially tear you down. Um, this is not necessarily, you know, alcohol or drugs or anything like this or that. Um, this could be just behavior patterns, the way you deal with people, the way you communicate with people. It's not healthy, and it's dragging you down, and it's messing everything up around you. Um, or it will if you're not careful. I think that there may actually be some of you out there, Taurus, that you've been working so hard that you are playing hard. So there's that whole work hard, play hard thing. So it looks like you're playing hard. Just be careful not to play too hard, okay, Taurus? Now, let's see what's going on in your love life. Hold on. What is going on in Taurus's love life? What kind of energy will Taurus encounter over the next week in their love life? Taurus, you have the Page of Pentacles. So you may have recently met somebody that you really like a lot. It's not just lust, you like them. And you want to learn more about them. So you and said person, you're probably sending a text or two, getting to know each other. Ooh, some of you may be sending a frisky text or two, but like I said, like you actually genuinely care. It's not just a lust thing. It's just there's lust there. That's part of it. It comes with it. But you're still in the beginning stages of learning about this person, and them learning about you. You feel like this is somebody that you could actually have something with. So that's exciting. But you definitely need to be careful that the partying too hard does not get in the way of this potential love interest or relationship. Okay. Let's move on to my Gemini. See what's going on with Gemini over the next week. What kind of energy will Gemini encounter over the next week? Just in general. What kind of energy will Gemini encounter over the next week? Gemini, you have the Knight of Cups here. So, you have something that is starting to manifest in your life that you're really excited about. You're very, very happy about. This is something that speaks to your soul. And it may have just been surprising to you. This is not in its final stages, but it's not quite in the beginning stages. It's like right after the beginning. So like you haven't moved too far along, but you're past the beginning. So that's cool. And you're just really excited about this because it's something you just really love. It's something that you really love. It may involve travel. You may be considering travel. And you just in general, you may be feeling lighthearted with people and just loving. And you know, just kind of not really taking anything too seriously. You are trying your best to enjoy the moment, to treasure the moment, because this moment feels good. Okay, now let's see what is going on in Gemini's love life over the next week. What's going on in Gemini's love life over the next week? What kind of energy does Gemini encounter in their love life over the next week? No, there is a deck I haven't seen in a while. I've misplaced a lot of my decks, which is crazy because I used to keep them all in the same place. And there's one in particular that I haven't used in forever that I can't help but think of while I'm doing this, which is my Necronomicon Tarot. The imagery is just awesome. Anyways, love life, we have the Six of Swords. So you may be moving on. You may be moving on from a situation that is no longer working for you. It's just dead. It's over. You've gotten everything out of the situation that you possibly could. It's like eating all the meat off the bone. Like every little piece of meat. Like, just an example, my mom, she loves chicken legs and she will just clean it. She will clean every single part of the chicken leg, like every single boo, you know, part except for the bone. So that's kind of like what it is. You're taking everything you can possibly take from this situation. And right now, or you've gotten everything you can from this situation. Maybe it's been taken too. In which case that isn't necessarily a good thing if you're taking advantage of somebody or taking their things. Some of you, this is just kind of a mutual decision. Even if you were the one that brought it up, it's mutual because you both saw it coming. You know, things have been kind of not so great for a while. There are some of you who are moving forward in your relationship after a very difficult period. So, and you may benefit from traveling together. All those things will come up while you're traveling together. So it's very interesting how that will be beneficial. Other than, you know, you're in a position where you have to work through it. You're stuck in the same vehicle, you're stuck in the same area, you know, you have to talk it out. If you want to actually feel any peace, or if you're on a vacation, if you want to like enjoy yourself, you know, and that's what you want. You want peace. Even if this is a situation where you and somebody are splitting up, you still want peace. You know, you still have a bunch of love for them. It's just not working. And you're finally accepting that. Moving on. So, moving on from Gemini. Let's see what is going on with Cancer over the next week. What kind of energy will Cancer encounter over the next week? Just in general, what kind of energy will Cancer encounter over the next week? I just need one card, please. Just one. Kind of energy will Cancer encounter over the next week? Just in general, what's up? Oh my gosh, the deck keeps trying to jump out. Okay, Cancer. I just need one card, not half the deck. Come on. It's too much. Let's see. Say it all with one card. We have the Five of Wands. So you've been dealing with a lot. You've been going through a lot. You have so much conflict going on in your life, whether you're arguing with other people or there's just conflict of interest. You're just really torn about a decision that you need to make. And you feel in other circumstances you may feel like you are in competition with other people, like you have to compete with other people for something that's very important to you, something that you love. But it's like you're up to the challenge. You're willing to do it. You know, you're willing to put forth the effort. You're willing to put forth the fight if necessary. You don't want to. You don't want to have to fight, but you will. If you need to, you will. Some of you may be finally coming to a place of just calming down after dealing with this difficult conflict. Like it's like the conflict is coming to an end for some of you. You guys are lucky enough for those of you where it's coming to an end. You're going to gain a better understanding of what it is you want, what it is you desire, how you want to move forward, etc., etc. Now, let's see what is going on in Cancer's love life. All right, that was pretty fast, and it was only one. We have the Ten of Wands. So with the Ten of Wands in your love life, you are just, this is heavy, heavy, heavy on your mind. If you're single, it's heavy on your mind that you're single, and it's making you feel really crappy. If you are in a relationship, this is a situation where you can't stop thinking about the person. And whether or not that's a good or negative energy, positive or negative energy, kind of depends on what's going on in the situation. So like, say if it's somebody you're just kind of meeting and whatnot, you may be feeling so strongly for them that you can't stop thinking about them, and it's driving you crazy. It's driving you crazy, and you just wish that it would stop, but it's constantly weighing you down. So in that case, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not necessarily a good thing if it's distracting you from everything you need to do. In other situations, there are things going on in your relationship that are really weighing heavy on your mind. You're overwhelmed. You don't really know how you're going to move forward with this, and you're trying to figure it out. But again, you don't really know. You're torn. You're torn, and you are so conflicted about this. It's just driving you crazy. And I think, in some situations and scenarios, you are willing to fight for this person and for this relationship because it's so important to you. Like, what is going on between you and this person, it's so important to you. Like, even if you guys are arguing, not getting along, this person is so important to you that it's like you want to find a way. You want to find a way to make it work. Alrighty. We are chugging right along. Moving on to Leo. What is going on with Leo over the next week? What kind of energy will Leo encounter? What kind of energy will Leo encounter over the next week? Just in general, see what's going on. Also, going back to Cancer, some of you are you're just really tired of fighting with your significant other. You're tired. You're tired of fighting, like, all the time. You're tired of it. Okay, back to Leo. Leo, you have the Queen of Swords. So this week you're going to be really focused on your job, on your education, on your bills, handling business, taking care of all the necessities of life. You know, you're just really, really focused on getting shit done. You may also be taking some classes or just reading a lot. You're trying to further your education, or gain more knowledge and or wisdom in regards to certain things. And you may be kind of keeping yourself right now, which could be misinterpreted, but it's like, one, okay, yes, you're keeping to yourself, but also two, the universe has kind of slowly isolated you. And not in an unhealthy way, not in a I'm isolating myself from all my friends and my family because I'm in this abusive relationship or abusive situation, controlling, manipulative situation. No, it's not that. Um, Life is just circumstances are just kind of pulling you apart, not in a negative way. It's not necessarily a negative way, but you're kind of letting it happen. Whereas before, you may have been a little more resistant. You would have like maybe put more effort into still keeping in touch, still maintaining some sort of connection. But now you're just like, you know what? I need to focus on me. I need to do me. I need to handle all my business. And it's like I love my people so much. I want to know what's going on with them. I want to talk to them. I want to keep in touch, etc., etc. But to a certain extent, it's a distraction. You know, to a certain extent, you're starting to realize that they're distracting you from what you really need to be doing. And it's not anything that they're doing wrong. You are allowing yourself to be distracted. And so you are allowing yourself to be more focused and now. Listening to the universe, letting the universe pull you away from certain people because it's just for now. Well, some people it's just for now. For some people it is for good. But for those who are closest to you, it's just for now. And it's going to be good for the other person too. They got their own stuff, their own life that they're working on. So you will grow from this. And actually, the people around you who are like close to you as you're going through this will also grow from this. So let's get a card for Leo. Leo's love life. Okay, one just popped out. And this is the Nine of Swords. Okay, so you are really stressed out about your love life. Single or not, it's something that's heavy on your mind right now. You may be feeling very insecure about your relationship or your ability to connect with other people. It's like it's really bothering you because you want to have a relationship, but at the same time, like, you know, it comes with a lot of drama. And so you're very torn. You're going back and forth, like whether or not this is something you want. And for some of you, you're losing sleep over this. Like for some of you who are already in committed relationship, you and your partner may be going through a very difficult time right now. And perhaps even you're not communicating about it. You may be coming off cold or like you don't care, but it's quite the opposite with this Nine of Swords energy. You care a lot. You care so much it hurts. And that's why you don't want to care, because it hurts. So, and you know, if you're single, like you know how intensely you feel, and you just, you know, you may be more jaded, you may be more negative about how a relationship will turn out, perhaps because of your history, the way you grew up, etc., etc. So it's kind of like, in that sense, you know, you're self-sabotaging. So be careful with that. It may not be something you realize or recognize, but I think by the end of the week, you will. Because this isn't just self-sabotaging if you're single. This is also self-sabotaging in a relationship. Like you can, you know, be self-destructive in your relationship. So I think it is very important for you to take time to think about what you can learn from your past experience and how you can turn what you're feeling now into something that is not as gut-wrenching and something productive. Like if you're creative, you know, write something about the way you feel, get it out, you know, just if you're a very physical person, you know, go to the gym, work out, you know, get those feelings out, and in the process of doing so, you will find clarity. All right. Now let's move on to Virgo. Virgos. What is going on with Virgo over the next week? What kind of energy will Virgo encounter over the next week? What kind of energy will Virgo encounter? I just need one card, Virgo. Just one card, okay? What kind of energy will Virgo encounter over the next week? Virgo, you have the Empress. So with the Empress here, you are entering into a new phase of your life. You're growing as an individual, which is wonderful. One should never stop growing. If you think you don't need to grow anymore, you have some issues, okay? But some of you are entering into a new phase of your life. You're feeling optimistic about what's going on, what's happening. Some of you may be spending extra time with your mom. Some of you may be finding out you're pregnant, finding out somebody else is pregnant. If you're a parent, you're really focused on your family right now. You're really focused on providing for your family, making sure everybody has everything they need. Making sure that you have everything that you need so that you can provide for everybody else. I don't know. Admin? What do you mean by admin? Moderators? All right, what's going on in Virgo's love life for the next week? What is going on in Virgo's love life over the next week? Virgo, you have the Page of Pentacles. So you may be in a situation where you have an opportunity to learn and grow with your significant other. This is something new. This is a phase that you've never had with them. I don't know if it's a situation where you didn't start off dating or getting to know each other. Like maybe you started off meeting in a bar and going home and, having fun. Now there's, gaining more knowledge and communicating, getting to know each other. It's the beginning of something that seems like it could be good. There's flirtation going on. You may be talking about potentially going on a date or doing more, hanging out more, you know. Um, with some of you, this is a new phase in your relationship where perhaps somebody has come and apologized, and you're working to rebuild. You're trying to work together to rebuild, move forward in a positive direction. And if you're single, you're just trying to grow as an individual. You're trying to get to know yourself. Because so many of us do not even know ourselves when we get into a relationship. So many of us go to our graves not knowing ourselves. But you are trying. You're trying to get to know yourself, and that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to accomplish. And working on loving yourself. That's even more beautiful. All right, Virgo. Sounds kind of good. Sounds good to me. They don't know that I'm streaming because I haven't streamed in forever regularly. So, yeah, buddy. All right. Let us move on to Libra. We are here with Libra. What's going on in Libra's world over the next week? What kind of energy will Libra encounter over the next week? How will they deal? What's going on in Libra's world? Libra, you have the King of Pentacles. So you are going to be really focused on your work, really focused on your home life, your stability, just getting everything done, climbing the corporate ladder. Um, you want to make sure that you can take care of yourself and that you have enough money to throw around and spend on other people. You're very grounded, and if you have not been grounded in the past, you are working on being so now. You are working on learning more about what you're working on. So you're trying to further your education amongst all of this. So you're a pretty busy bee. You're a pretty busy bee. And most of it is all about maintaining stability, maintaining your lifestyle, um, abundance, security. More than anything else, security. Some of you, speaking of that, some of you may even be investing in a security system. You just want to be more aware of what's going on. Okay, let's see what's going on in your love life, Libra. What is going on in your love life over the next week, Libra? Let's get one card, please, Libra, for your love life. Libra, you have the Six of Wands. So here with the Six of Wands, you know, you may have been dealing with a lot of conflict. Things have been hard. They haven't quite gone the way you wanted to. But now you're at a point where it's like, it's time to let all that stuff go. It's time to clear away the dead energy, the dead weight of the past, because now you're seeing things in a new light. And in order for you and your significant other to move past what's been going on, you have to let go everything that's happened in the past. Just got to get rid of it, which can be very difficult for people to do. But I think you may be determined to do that because this is your family, as far as you're concerned. You know, this is your family. It's worth it to you to put the extra work in. You see, this is because this is what you want. You know that this is what you want. And you're also seeing the other person's perspective more. So it's kind of like where you may have been stubborn about things that have happened in the past and your stance. Now it's like, okay, I'm seeing things differently now, and yeah, we need to cut that shit out. We need to let all of that go so we can start over. Those of you who are single, you have a similar vibe. You know, you've got to get rid of all this dead energy from your past relationships, the hurt that you've suffered, in order for you to have the type of relationship that you truly desire. You have to let all the stuff from the past go. Otherwise, it will continue to influence the present. And then that whole self-sabotage thing will occur. And you're trying to not be like that anymore. You're really trying to get your shit together and be responsible, be realistic about what's going on. All right then, Libra. Okay. What is going on with Scorpio? Oh, gotta switch it up. What is going on with Scorpio over the next week? Excuse me. Just one, Scorpio. You tried to be sneaky there by spitting out more than one, making it look like it was one. Very, very sneaky. Excuse me. Scorpio, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So you are also extremely career oriented right now. Extremely focused on taking care of your family, bettering yourself, furthering your education. You know, this is very similar to the King of Pentacles energy. Of course, she's the counterpart. But the thing is the Queen of Pentacles, she can stand alone and be successful on her own. So it's like, not in the King of Pentacles can too. It's just a lot of times with Queen energy, people kind of, with King and Queen energy, people kind of expect the women to kind of be dependent on the men, whatever. It's not always the case, and it's definitely not the case here. Of course, not all Scorpios are women, but you may be in a situation where you're like in a maternal role. So you are taking care of people, and you may be doing it alone. Perhaps like there's something going on with your family where it's like you're the one taking care of your siblings, and even if it's not that, you're a single parent, you're just really focused on providing for yourself and your family. Okay, what is going on in Scorpio's love life over the next week? What is going on in Scorpio's love life over the next week? Huh, this is very interesting. What was that other card? Okay, this is the Six of Wands, and I'm starting to realize that I interpreted a different card as the Six of Wands, but I'm not sure. With a previous oh, it was the Nine of Wands. I mean, the interpretation is the same. Um, I mean, it's not the same as like in this energy or whatever, but the way I interpreted the energy is the same, because I read the energy that I saw on the card. So, yeah, I don't remember who that was. Do you remember who that was? That was the Nine of Wands. Yes, sir. Okay, if you remember, let me know, please. All right, so Six of Wands. You have met somebody that you absolutely adore. They feel like a dream come true. You're just like, whoa. You may be getting a lot of attention, which you like. Even if you're uncomfortable with it, it still makes you feel good about yourself. Um, if there have been conflicts that have been going on in the past with you and your significant other, they're seeing your point of view. You're moving on from it. Um, And you know what? I think that even your significant other might be okay with you getting extra attention. Not that they want like people to constantly be picking up on you. It's more like a that's my baby. That's my baby. Like you're proud, you're proud of what you got. And you may be pretty satisfied and happy with life this week, basically. Um, let's try to read this negatively. Reversed wise, I mean. Um, Reversed, you're not getting any attention. Nobody's paying attention to you, and nobody really cares or listens to what you have to say. Your significant other doesn't if you're in a relationship, which is really, really sad. But you have this Queen of Pentacles energy, so it's like you're bad all by like you can do bad all by yourself. Like you're good, whether you are getting the attention from this person or not. It makes you sad because you love them and you want it from them, but it's not ruining your life. Like you're still handling business. Okay. Moving on. Sagittarius. What's going on with Sagittarius this week? What kind of energy will Sagittarius encounter over the next week? What kind of energy will Aquarius encounter over the next week? Sagittarius. Sagittarius. What kind of energy will Sagittarius encounter over the next week? Sagittarius, you have the Prince of Pentacles, aka Page of Pentacles. So this week, you may have an opportunity for growth. Maybe you're being offered a job opportunity. You're not sure whether or not you're going to take it yet, but it's kind of like, okay, I could maybe do this, or I could maybe do this. You have a lot of ideas that are coming to mind right now. And it's like you don't only have an opportunity to learn through, like say, study, but also experience. And this is kind of new for you. It's something that you have experienced before, but it's still new. So it's kind of uncomfortable. You're not fully comfortable with it, but at the same time, it's very exciting because um, you know that you're going forward. You know that you're moving forward instead of being stuck in one place. And that may have been what's going on and for quite some time and has been driving you crazy. But now things are changing. So that's good. I know Sagittarians don't like being solitary too long. You guys like to be on the move. All right. Solitary is not the right word. Whatever. I can't think of the right word right now. Sagittarius, what is going on in your love life? What's going on in Sagittarius' love life over the next week? Sagittarius, you have the Four of Wands. So with the Four of Wands, you and your significant other may be making a commitment. Some of you may be moving in together. Some of you may be getting married, if not engaged. You're just really feeling safe and secure in your relationship and where you're going, where you're heading. The other way around, none of that's happening, and quite possibly, if anything, you and your significant other may be splitting, and one of you may be moving out of the home. But it is the start of something new. Sometimes things have to end for new things to come in, and you do have new things coming in your life, just in general. So you may have a new relationship coming in your life, or just a new phase in your love life, because the current one has come to an end, and it's time to start over, start new. And you're feeling optimistic. But yeah, some relationships, they're just gaining a deeper commitment and a deeper understanding. But I do really feel like some people are like, somebody's moving out of the home. Okay, that'll be interesting. Good luck, you guys, if that's your situation. Let's move on to Aquarius. What is going on with Aquarius over the next week? What kind of energy will Aquarius encounter over the next week? Just in general, what's going on with Aquarius? What's going on with Aquarius over the next week? Aquarius, you have the Five of Cups. So you may be dealing with some loss, grief, regret, remorse, just sadness. Very, very deep sadness. And you may feel very, very hopeless as well because your situation's just so messed up. But there is hope. You just can't see it right now. And it's okay that you can't see it right now. It's a lot. This is a lot. But once you're able to like kind of sift through that emotion and be less blinded by it, you'll be able to see more that not all is lost, you know? But in the meantime, it'll feel like the world's ending. All right, Aquarius, let's see what's going on in your love life. What is going on in Aquarius' love life over the next week? Aquarius, you have the Ten of Wands. So your love life has become burdensome. It's just too much, you know. You really feel like it just takes a lot to have a relationship. It takes a lot to get to know somebody and develop a relationship. You're just tired. You're tired of putting forth so much energy into situations that are just they just fall apart. So you're pretty exhausted by that, burdened by that. If you are in a relationship, it's just things have just been so bad. Like you're just you don't know what to do. And you can't think about anything else. This is all you can think about. There may be some things that were said and done that, you regret. Or maybe you're thinking about something that you said and it's playing in your mind over and over again, something that you can't stop thinking about. So you're going to be having a hard time this week, Aquarius, dealing with the intensity of your emotions. But hold on, you're going to get through this, okay? All right, let's see what is going on with Capricorn over the next week. What is going on with Capricorn over the next week? Just in general. What's going on in general with Capricorn? Capricorn, you have the Eight of Cups. So you are walking away from a situation that has been just causing you so much stress. If you have not already done it or you have not already made the decision to do it, it's heavy on your mind. You keep thinking about it, you can't stop thinking about it. And you're not happy about it. It's not necessarily something you're happy about, and that's why it's hard for you to do so. But it's like you just can't shake the feeling that you've got to leave. This has got to come to an end. And I mean, it's driving you crazy, and you know that it's not good for your health. And it kind of seems like the only solution would be to leave the situation, but there's something that's kind of making you second guess that. Maybe like if this is a job, you know, you don't know if you should leave because you may worry that you won't be able to find employment. Um, but at the same time, this is driving you crazy. This is driving you crazy. You know you need to leave, but you're worried. All right, let's see what's going on. I put Aquarius before Capricorn. That's okay. You guys will be okay. See what's going on in Capricorn's love life. What is going on in Capricorn's love life over the next week? Capricorn, you have the Eight of Wands. So there may be a lot of communication going on between you and your significant other. If you do not have a significant other, you may have a roster. Or, you know, multiple people you're talking to. So again, a lot of communication. In other situations, you're like, man, I wish this person would contact me. I wish they would talk to me. Maybe somebody is giving you the cold shoulder or has been ghosting you, and it really is driving you crazy. And you know that you should probably walk away from the situation, but you don't really want to because you really care about this person. You feel like you really connect with this person, that y'all could potentially have a future together, something real. But something's not right. They're not communicating with you the way that you would like, and that's really upsetting to you. It's very upsetting to you. I kind of feel like some of you need to just kind of break away and go on a trip. So there may be some of you that kind of need to go on a vacation together. Because life's been hard. It's been hard. It's been hard. You need a break from it. And also in other situations, you may feel like your love life is not moving forward at all in any way, shape, or form. Whether it exists or it does not, it is not moving forward in the way you would like. Again, feel like you need to walk away from the situation. Don't want to, but it's kind of like, you know, watch pot never boils type thing. And you're starting to realize that it's not good for your mental health to kind of be like constantly waiting for the person, for that one to come in. Okay, moving on to Pisces. What is going on with Pisces over the next week? What's up with Pisces over the next week? What kind of energy will Pisces encounter over the next week? What's going on with Pisces? Pisces, you have the Five of Cups, so you have or are experiencing a loss of some sort. This brings on a great deal of sadness, a great deal of depression. You may feel like all is lost. There are some things that you have said and done that you regret, that you wish you could take back, but you can't. At this point, you feel like nothing can be salvaged from the wreckage of what was lost. But that is not true. Something remains. You're just too much, you're in so much grief you can't see it. You're so upset that you cannot see what could possibly be positive in this situation. There's nothing, as far as you're concerned, there's nothing positive about this situation. You know, you're just consumed with grief and loss and sadness and regret. So that's something you're really going to be struggling with this week, Pisces. Let's see what's going on in your love life. What's going on in Pisces' love life over the next week? Nine of Pentacles. So Pisces, right now, you're alone. You're kind of alone. Even if you have a significant other, you feel alone. You feel like you're doing everything, you're carrying all the weight of the relationship. So you might as well be alone. You know, if you're single, you realize that it's not the worst thing in the world. Even though it kind of makes you sad and you wish you had somebody, um, you also realize that through your isolation, there is growth. So at the end of the day, you are okay overall with being alone. Whether it's just a comfort thing or, you know, an enlightened thing. It's something that you're okay with. Especially if you're going through a whole bunch of sadness and whatnot, because it's like you don't have to worry about the other person and what's going on with them. You can focus on yourself. Some of you may be dealing with the loss of a relationship, you know. And it's kind of like, you know, no matter how bad you feel, no matter how far down this has knocked you, you still got to get up. You still got to live your life. You still got to function. You can't roll over and die. You want to, but you can't. So right now, you know, there's isolation, also independence. I wouldn't just say isolation. I also want to say independence. Because there is a certain level of freedom that comes with not having to worry about what's going on with somebody else. But at the same time, you don't know if that's really what you wanted. You don't know. Now is a really good time to figure out what it is that you want from a relationship. Figure yourself out. That's the best way to figure out what you want from a relationship, is to figure yourself out first. And then just like really identify the type of relationship you want. Because some of us are exposed to very unhealthy types of relationships. And a lot of people stay in unhealthy relationships. So a lot of people think that's normal. And it's not. It's not. You know, it's okay to be wanting to be treated well. It's not too much to ask, you know. You just might be asking it from the wrong person, and that can really suck, because it's like you want that person to do it, but you can't make them. You can't make them be something that they're not. And you're going to be miserable trying to. And they're going to be miserable trying to deal with you dealing with it. Deal with you trying to. So it just won't work out well with any of you guys. I don't think it'll work out well. But it's going to be okay. Everything is going to work out long term for you. You need to go through this heartache. You need to go through this time, this period of isolation, in order for you to grow and move forward and be better in the future, in life, in the way you deal with people, and in your romantic relationships. So, all of that being said, you guys, those are your readings for the next week. I hope that they resonate in some way, shape, or form. Please keep in mind that I have monthly tarot readings on Patreon. That link is in the description box. Go there and subscribe so you can watch those. I have general monthly and love monthly, so y'all can go check that out. And yeah, until next time, I will see y'all later, tater.